In this video, we will show you what to do if this is your first time flying or if this is your first time boarding a plane. If this is your first time flying, you may be feeling a bit stressed or nervous, but don't worry. In this video, we will guide you step by step in order to make the process easy and enjoyable. Please, if you find this video useful, give it a like and subscribe. Okay. Before anything else, I've decided to organize this video in 4 parts, just to make it clear. 1. Packing. 2. Check-in. 3. Security. And 4. Boarding. 1. Packing. Before anything else, you have to decide what kind of baggage you will bring with you. Remember, there are 3 types of baggage. 1. Personal bag. It's a bag, purse, or backpack that you bring with you to the plane. It is not clear how big this bag can be, but the rule is that it has to fit under the seat in front of you on the plane. 2. Carry-on bag. This is a small suitcase or bag that you bring with you on the plane. It has to be small enough to fit in the overhead compartment of the plane. For these bags, there are rules that change from airline to airline, but the most common size in the US is 14 inches by 12 inches by 9 inches, including wheels and handles. Please note that in Europe, the standard size is much smaller. So if flying with a European airline, check the measurements before packing. The last bag is the checked bag or suitcase. This is the one to check because it is too big to bring with you on the plane. Most airlines have a limit of 23 kilos or 50 pounds. So again, if possible, check with your airline to make sure your suitcase doesn't exceed the limit. Tip: if your suitcase is black or gray, you may want to add some pop of color in order to recognize it. You don't want your suitcase to look just like every other suitcase when you're waiting for it in your destination. It is important to notice that when you buy your ticket, you have to check if a checked bag is included or not. Today, most airlines make you pay extra, between $25 and $50 to check a bag. So you may want to check in advance. Check-in. The day of your flight, you have to be at the airport minimum 2 hours before your flight when flying domestic, or 3 hours before when flying international. The day of your flight, you head to the airport, and if you haven't checked in online, the first thing to do will be to do it in person. The next step is a check-in. This is usually the first procedure for a passenger when arriving at an airport. Airlines typically use service counters for this process, and the check-in is normally handled by an airline agent. Passengers usually hand over any baggage that they do not wish or are not allowed to carry on the plane, and they receive a boarding pass before they can proceed to board their plane. During this process, the passenger has the opportunity of changing seats. You can also do the check-in using what is called a kiosk, where you will have to do everything yourself following the instructions. Today, most airlines offer check-in through their app, so if you want to avoid a line, you can do the check-in from your phone. Please note that if you do the check-in online, you will have your boarding pass on your phone. And if you do the check-in in person, you will have it on paper. In this boarding pass, you will find the terminal you need to go. Most airports have more than one. And you will find what time the boarding will start. 3. Security. So once you have your boarding pass, you will head to the security. Please note you will find a couple of lines. One is for general screening, and one is for first class, and one is for TSA pre-approved, which is a program you can join to pass through security faster. But if this is your first time flying, you may have to go to the general line. Here is where you will have to show your boarding pass and ID, driver's license or passport depending if you are flying domestic or internationally. Some airports offer both, in person meaning an agent checks both, the boarding pass and the ID for you, and a kiosk or a machine where you can do it by yourself. After the agent or machine checks your identity, you will have to go through the screening. First, you will have to grab a couple of bins in order to put your phone, computer, your shoes. Yes, in the US, you have to remove your shoes to go through the screening. your jackets, your belt, hats, and other electronic devices. Also, if you have any cream or liquids, remember the size of the container should be smaller than 3 ounces and they should be put in a transparent bag. You will then place your bags and bins on the belt to be x-rayed, and then you will walk to be body scanned. You are now free until they start boarding. 4. Boarding. Boarding usually starts around 40 minutes before the flight, and the airlines will start calling by group number. So make sure you walk to the area when your group is called and not before. When your group is called, walk to the agent and present your boarding pass and your ID again.
I'm tired. How are you?
This is when the airlines will scan your boarding pass and you will be able to board the plane.
Which one do I go in? That one? Okay, thank you.
Once on the plane, look for your seat number. Place your carry-on on the overhead compartment and your small bag or purse under the seat in front of you. Remember to put on your seatbelt, as shown in the video. And now you wait until the flight takes off. For more travel and flight-related videos, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Have a great flight and see you soon!